Public comment. Do we have anyone on?
Let's see. No hands raised.
All right.
And then we have
So
minutes.
review the meeting minutes of April 4th, Don. That's the only one we have out there outstanding?
That's the only one. That's correct. You're correct, Jay.
Okay. Has everyone had a chance to look at them? Don, did you get any comments back?
No.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues I sent back, so.
They looked okay to me.
All right. Can we get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve minutes of April 4th as presented.
Second.
Second, Mark, all right. I'm gonna just go off my screen here, Mark. Okay, start with John Miller. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And Tom Rossett, Mark, Chris, Colleen,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and Brian,
Yes.
Frank.
Aye.
All right. We're still missing Lisa, Todd, and Geetha. So the motion passed to accept April 4th meeting minutes. And moving on to the next item is Lynch Elementary. So Chris, do you want to make a comment about it being MSBA?
Yeah, well, so the board approved the preferred option, which is just what we were hoping for. That was on Wednesday, April 30th, so 2 days after town meeting opened, and we were able to share that news with town meeting last week. And so we're very appreciative of that. We don't really have to call it N5 anymore. We can just call it the new Lynch. But now that they have voted for N5, I mean, this is basically now the basis of TAP A's work. It is going to be the summer of schematic design from now through the end of August, working on N5. And if that's a segue, Jay, into the next item, just under town meeting, Article 6 was the Wellfield transfer. I'm not sure anybody voted against that. It was very strongly supported, which is huge. And of course supports N5. And I'm sorry, Geeta's not with us right now, but one of the things I think we wanted to just talk about briefly was this idea of maybe going back and doing some more geotechnical investigation. Whether we do that now, we do it later. So, you know, on most of their MSBA projects, TAP A would, you know, maybe recommend we do it after the debt exclusion override. But given the funding that we had for the feasibility study, given what's available, and given that nothing gets cheaper with time, right? It only gets more expensive. Kind of wanted to talk with the EFPBC tonight about maybe accelerating this geotechnical work. Because theoretically, there's no proposal or anything, but if the EFPBC was supportive of getting it done sooner rather than later, we could maybe have a proposal in hand to be looking at our meeting on June 20th, and then they could be getting that work done over the summer. The alternative is they're going to be there much late. It'll be during the school year, and why bother with that?
Great.
The geotech.
Geotech, correct.
We've done a limited number of borings, but now that we know we've got N5 and TAP A is going to be able to tweak the footprint just a little bit.
Who is our geotech?
Weston Sampson has been, I believe they're the sub to TAP A that's been performing the work. I mean, they've hired a sub consultant themselves to go out and do the, you know, the drilling, but
yeah, Weston and Sampson engineers are on site with every rig, making observations, labeling the samples and so forth, and sending them off to the lab.
And do we have, is the design progressed long enough that we know where, in other words, we know where the foundations are going, we know where to put borings? I mean, I used to, soil mechanics, I spent a lot of times doing soil mechanics problem sets in my youth. So I mean, do we know where the foundations are going? Do we know where we want to drive borings?
So broadly, I think the answer is yes, John. When we had multiple site, at one point we had 11 or 13 options on this project. So,
No, I know.
you know, we were doing them all over the place, and it's certainly something Geeta has continued to be, you know, interested in, wishing we could get more information once we narrow down a footprint.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea. It's never a bad idea, but I'm just saying if we know where the big foundations are going, we probably have a pretty damn good idea where we want to drive the actual borings to make sure we're right.
Oh, yeah.
Elliot said we could have that for the next meeting, right, Chris? Yeah. So
yeah,
we'd have a good idea and a quote from the drilling company. So we can review it.
I think the thing we wanted to talk about tonight was rather than ask Charlie to reach out to Weston and Sampson and get a proposal together, unless there was some reason EFPBC would be against it. I support it. I think we should do it sooner rather than later. We just wanted to figure out, kind of do a straw poll tonight and see if that made sense. And if it does, then I think, Meg, you were thinking we might have a proposal by the 20th, right?
Yeah, and if we do, we'll bring it back to the EFPBC for review and approval.
So,
And if we did that, they could be out there in July.
And the money is already in the feasibility study anyways. It's just a matter of that we haven't spent it yet.
That's right.
In the,
So I think Mark has a
it's-
question.
yeah, the proposal would be based on the current footprint of the building.
I think an adjusted in-5 from TAP A, now that we're committed to getting students off-site. If you remember, Charlie had kind of showed there was some space
Sure.
there, you know, for parent drop-off. It was really tight. So he may be able to adjust the footprint location slightly, but, and like Jay was saying, I think Charlie would bring that back at our next meeting on the 6th.
Right.
Okay, that'd be great.
Why don't we ask Charlie when I'm sorry.
I think Brian, you're next, and then John. Trouble seeing.
Yeah, thanks. Now that we know that Lynch is going to be vacated, I think, right, fully, does that have any impact on where we actually think the footprint wants to be on the site marginally?
So there, yes, Charlie is saying there would be a minor adjustment, but he would, I think, be prepared to bring that back to us at the next meeting. But still, the issue is like whether it moves or not. We have very, very limited geotech information, and might be good to get that going now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Geetha had a lot of questions on it that we've been going back and forth with, forwarding them on. John Miller, you had a question, and then Don.
all I was going to say is having tried a bunch of different site conditions disputes between owners and contractors, the world's best situation is we have a boring exactly where the deepest foundation is. We know where the water was. The boring was right. You screwed up, Mr. Contractor, with your estimate. So we don't, if we can, we'd like to get the borings on the footprint. And, you know, that's,
Right.
you know, the extent
That's
we
a good
can.
point. And I think as long as we have a, like Chris said, a straw poll to go ahead, that's a conversation we'll have with Charlie
Yeah.
when we give
Yeah,
him the
he-
go
no.
ahead.
Yeah, he knows it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows it.
Don, question?
Yeah, I second what John's saying, everything. Let's ask Charlie, when is he going to be absolutely ready to create the best boring plan for the project here? If he needs a week or 2 weeks, fine, let him have it. Otherwise, if he's comfortable now, then let's ask him let's get a proposal and get going on it.
Yeah, I think he's prepared to bring something back to us at our meeting on the 6th, but if we're generally in agreement, there could actually be a geotech proposal for us to review and approve by the 20th.
Great.
Bueno,
Anyone object to that? It's not really a,
no.
all right. And next, I think, Frank, you're gonna give us an update on the staff meetings.
Oh, before we do that, can we just a quick comment, Jay, on Article 28?
Yes. okay.
So the select board had an article on the warrant for what they call a traffic safety study. They voted a policy back in, I think, 2018 that looks at improving both pedestrian, bicycle, vehicular traffic calming measures when we do major school projects. And the most recent example of that was all the work that was done around McCall Middle School. So the town meeting voted very strongly to support that. And tool design has been, or tool engineering has been hired to the tune of $70,000 or $80,000 or something. But no actual engineering, no construction, right? It's just sort of a study and a proposal. And Beth was not sure, given the timing, whether that's something that would come back to fall town meeting or actually a year from now. It's really just kind of too early to know. But they will be looking from time to time, I think, to get some information from Charlie and his team while they're kind of working on the scope. That was
Chris.
it.
Okay, now moving on to staff meetings, update from Frank.
There you go. Good evening, everybody. So we had 2 full days, May 5th and 6th, a Thursday, Friday. 13, I believe, different sessions. Everyone who wanted to say something got a chance to say something. We had broken out by kind of by category. We had gen ed, we had sped, we had our district-wide programming, which has some specific needs, music, art. We had preschool, we ended on preschool. I think Charlie was waving the white flag at the end of the preschool session. There's a lot of detail that goes with that. And then we also had a chance, Andrew Marin and some others also met with the team just to kind of talk about some other logistical stuff, as well as like security and those kinds of things. So I think I know it was a very productive day. I know Charlie took a lot out of it. He has a good detailed set of notes that we will continue to look at and review with him. Some of the stuff is, obviously spot on, and some of the stuff's a little bit more than we may or may not be able to do, but it was all great feedback.
And Jay, just to add to that, we're scheduled to meet with Charlie and the team.
When?
I think she's frozen.
Yep.
Either that or she's really doing a good pose.
Anyone else have any questions for Frank while we have him? Or while we're on that?
I know, I assume that the TEPE will provide a summary of the findings.
They do have a summary, Mark. I can forward that along to Jay.
That'd be great.
Okay, and I'll get it right out. Okay, we're waiting for Meg to reconnect.
I'm back, I think.
Okay, what were you gonna say, Meg? You have another meeting planned?
Yeah, sorry about that. May 25th, TAPE is scheduled to meet with department heads like engineering, building department, fire department, police, etc. Just to begin to let everybody see the project and start to bring up issues that each department would have. So that's scheduled for May 25th.
Is that a Zoom or an in-person meeting?
Zoom meeting.
Okay.
For start, yeah. I'm
Okay.
sure there'll be many others as we go through schematic and DDs. So
Okay. Any questions on that? All right, authorization for payment, and we have a new one that Meg just sent out. So Meg, this is 2 months, right? March and April,
Yep.
Okay,
Jay, my video's messed up, but I tried to share this. Can you see it?
we can, yep,
Okay, good. Okay.
yep. So that's why it's 2 months of Hill and TAPE. I looked at them when she sent them out. And then also we have the Welch roof. Are we okay on money on the roof still, Meg?
well, I mean, yeah, it's I gotta run a report. Yeah, we're okay for now. I'm hoping in June that I can come back and talk to you about the high school parking lot. I'm waiting. I really want to wait till this roof litigation, or it's not quite a litigation, but wraps up, so that I feel like we're getting closer, John, but I don't know what the next steps are going to be. Consigli agreed to come back and do something, and they agreed to put some additional language in their
Their warranty.
warranty. So Hopefully,
I think
hopefully we can wrap it up.
I think we're getting close to as good as it's going to be, and then we'll, come to this group with a report recommendation
Yep.
soon. We should connect on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on the invoices?
Just out of curiosity in the background for the roof. So is it that the roof is new, under warranty, there's leaks, and everyone's pointing fingers at whose fault it is if there's leaks?
Yeah, it actually has more to do with the air handling units.
Yeah.
Water
Right.
was getting into the units and then leaking into the building. So it's not so
Yeah.
much a failure of the roof itself, but these units. So there's
Yeah.
been a lot of finger pointing, and they came out, they made a lot of repairs.
Is it the
It's
the
been a
units, the
very long time.
installation?
A never-ending saga, Brian.
No, it's been a mess.
I've had something like that happen. It's not fun.
No, it's been a mess.
Right. Can we get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to
Motion.
approve the 2 invoices for Hill International, one of $19,530 and one for $13,145, and 2 invoices for TAP-A, one for $72,690 and 50 cents, and the other for $22,557.50 as presented for the Lynch project.
Can you get the high school too?
Want me to keep going, as well as for Wade Welch and Associates, $2,570 for legal services on the high school roof.
Thank you. Second?
Second,
Thank you, Brian. And I'll do a roll call for Don.
Yes.
Okay. John Miller,
Yes.
Mark,
Aye.
Colleen,
Aye.
John.
Aye.
All right, Geetha, Todd are missing. Brian is
Keith
second.
is here. Keith is here. I think I saw her.
Yep, okay, Geetha.
Aye. Yeah.
Aye, okay,
Mhm.
Geetha.
I'm here,
And-
Lisa.
Lisa and
Yeah.
Frank.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All approved. I'll get that over to you tonight, Meg. Next meeting dates is scheduled for June 6th and the 20th. The 6th is also the special town meeting. So we're thinking about doing an earlier meeting if that's possible. Just to get some information out from Charlie.
So like, would members be willing to do a hard stop if we said 5 to 6 p.m. on the 6th?
Yeah, that'd be okay.
Not sure what the agenda really would be, but
Well, we'd certainly, we'd be in a position to review the geotech information, Jay.
yeah. That'd probably be the most important item.
Yeah.
That's town meeting. There's a special town meeting that night.
Yeah, that we said, we were wondering, John, if we could meet at from 5 to 6 instead before to get this done.
Yeah,
Because
I
this-
can't.
Okay.
I'll be at FinCom.
Okay. I don't think there'll be any, I don't know what will be on it for votes, but actually, Chris, Charlie said he needs until the 20th, so we won't have Charlie's information on the 6th anyways.
Yeah, I don't think we need to vote anything regarding on the 6th. It would just be an update for everybody to see kind of where their latest work takes them. So we understand
right.
what, what proposal it is they're seeking. But yeah, I don't think there'd be anything really required in the way of votes. That could wait until the 20th.
Right. As it progresses, we'll get some information out. It's just that the rest of the week has already got other meetings, and then if not, we schedule next week, and then we have 2 in a row. So give Charlie a break, get his information done.
Do you even want to consider, Jay? Well, do we want to plan on a 5 p.m. meeting, even if it's a quick one on the 6th? Just understanding any votes would be on the 20th.
That's fine.
Okay.
That works. It'll be just information.
Yeah.
What
Hey,
is
Meg.
it about, Jay? Why are we calling it a special geotech? Like, what is it?
Okay, so, Chris, do you want to explain to people what we discussed?
We can talk more offline if you like, because we discussed it earlier in the meeting tonight, but Charlie.
Oh, okay, I didn't
Yeah,
miss it.
basically, what we discussed tonight, Geeta, was rather than waiting until like middle of the school year, now that the MSBA has approved the preferred schematic option, now might be a good time to go ahead and get some additional geotech information based on the footprint of N5 and any minor adjustments Charlie may make. So they're willing to, get a proposal from Weston and Sampson and the driller, and that we could maybe approve on June 20th. And if we did that, they would actually be able to get out there and get that information, in July, while there's no kids on site.
Okay, have you guys, all right, so all of us are going to see the information on the 6th then, and we're not voting anything and then just waiting till, okay.
No, just giving them the, go ahead and make the proposal is all we're doing.
All I can say, Jay, is that any proposal may come with a plan, okay? So that's what it should be.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The plan is needed, no question. The plan
Make a
means
note
the
of it.
civil plan. No, that's what I'm saying.
Of where the locations will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had moved along from the Google Earth. We need a civil plan.
Can I just add, I'm sure Geeta would agree with me. This is our opportunity to save money on downstream claims. So if we spend a little bit of extra money on borings and they're in the right place, we can often just shut down a claim. Oh, well, the water's too high or whatever, so we have to be smart and put the borings in the right place based on where TAPE is going to land the building. So.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be happy to, if they have the driller on site and if the driller is going to talk about how they're going to access it, I'll be happy to listen to, because to me, how are they going to access is the concern with the driller, so.
So this, Geeta, will be for him to come back with a plan and a cost that we'll vote on and approve, just so it can be done during the summer rather than waiting till fall.
I get that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Geeta, we'll have two more opportunities to talk about it. We'll talk about it on the 6th, and we'll talk about it again on the 20th.
Okay,
And then they could have somebody out there as early as July.
yeah.
And that way we'll get this information months earlier than when we might otherwise get it, and hopefully save some money in the process.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyone
Like
have
a
any-
motion to adjourn?
I have a question. I think we skipped over Articles 26 and 27, and I wanted to know if there were any action items for EFPBC based on the decision not to support the carriage house project, and whether we needed to do anything regarding the planning of a location for central office or support of TEPE or others in the work that they're now going to do, planning something slightly different than what we had anticipated for the temporary conditions.
My sense is nothing right now immediately, but maybe Frank can weigh in.
No, I would just echo, Chris, what you just said. I mean, we're just off town meeting, so we're looking at it internally, and we'll come back to you all with any updates.
Okay, great.
Still have a motion to close from Chris?
Yeah, I know John said he had to run. How about a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you. All right, Don? Okay, John Miller? Lost him. Mark?
Aye.
Colleen?
Aye.
Geeta?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Lisa?
Yes.
And Frank?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone. Quick one tonight, and we'll see you on the 6th.